I had no idea this would be an activist film. And even when I was editing the film, a lot of people ask me, oh, do you see yourself now as an activist? And I always say, no, I'm not an activist, I'm a filmmaker. But one day, what actually changed my mind was one of the characters in the film. She's a lawyer. She was arrested while I was editing the film, but she was charged with subverting the government, and it's a charge that could give her anywhere between 15 years to life in jail. And what happened to her entire family was really outrageous. And I remember that moment when I heard the news, I said to myself, I want to put the film out. I don't care where it premieres. I don't care where. I just wanted to finish it and get it out and help her as much as I can in any way I can. And then I started thinking, like, what exactly is the definition of an activist? If it's somebody who is active, then yes, I am, because I cannot stay passive watching things happening in front of my eyes and not doing anything.
You as a filmmaker and having done this, do you feel, I don't want to say responsibility, but how do you deal with that pressure of thinking about ways in which you're drawing attention to people that, internationally could affect them?
Well, I talked to them when I was filming, and I asked, are you okay to be filmed? Are you okay that this will be shown? And they were all, because they were so isolated and in China and they didn't have a voice, and all of them said to me that they believed that international attention actually would keep them safer.
How did you keep going? Sparrow had that quote about not being afraid of dying, and how did you manage to get through? I imagine you don't share that. And then how did you wrap it up?
I think I was scared all the time, but I think at any moment it was usually a combined emotions that was going on within me, and fear was one of them. That, like I said, there was shock, not knowing that this is my country, and I had lived there for 24 years and did not know this is my country. It's almost like the movie Truman's Show, that you woke up one day and was like, what? And that was shock, and then also anger. I was angry all the time. How could this be possible? How could most people still don't know? How could the government get away with this? How could they do this to people? And then there was also sadness that I felt hopeless if the majority of people were like me before, didn't know things like this. Where was the hope? How could we change this? And then because of so many emotions were playing at the same time, I think the fear was really low on the list. And the fear that nobody would see this, nobody would find out, and the country would continue getting worse was much greater than the fear of personal safety or what would happen to myself. So when I returned home, they came and they did the interrogation. It was 5 hours, 3 national security agents. And they were asking the same kind of question over and over in different ways. I had a long conversation with Sparrow, with Huang, about even before the interrogation, we had talked over and over to say, what if I got arrested? What if I got detained? What should I say? How to minimize the risk? And we all thought about this. You think about, what if one day you got arrested, what do you do? And Sparrow, she's super smart. She's very creative, you already could see. And it's actually her came up with the strategy. She said, if you were interrogated, you tell them that you say the things that are true, that you know that they know are true. For example, they know where you are at which day, on which day, because they have the record. And you don't lie about those. But then you tell them that you met me, which they also know. You met me, but you realized that I was not a hero. I was not an activist. I was doing everything for fame, for money, I was hypocrite. And then she said, she told me to say this to the national security agents. Then I said it. So the national security agents asked, have you met her? And I said, yeah, I met. And how many times have you met her? And it's like 3 or 4 times. And I was like, what happened over the meeting? What did you do? Did you make a film? Did you film anything? And I said, no. Well, I came all the way from America because I thought she was brave. She was courageous. She's great. She's fighting for justice. But when I eventually met her, I realized that she's doing it for her own thing. And then the national security agents looked at me and like, couldn't believe what I said. They were so they were like, really? What made you think so? and that helped. And then I could feel that the pressure was lifted a little bit. And then they asked, so what did you film? And I said, well, I just filmed random stuff. And then I had already, at the time my footage was already out, they already arrived in the US. And I prepared a hard drive of random landscape footage. and then I gave them the hard drive. They said, give us all your footage. And I said, okay, I said, okay, I give you. And I gave them a hard drive, and then they took the hard drive. And then I figured it would take them at least a few days to report to their supervisor and to get the order to come back again to do anything. And then I left it the next day.